This is Blade Method Mindset, episode 15, with Corey Allen and me, Chris Trainer. Hello, Corey.
Hello, Chris.
We got a good episode today. Just me and you, my man.
Yeah, buddy.
We had an awesome guest last episode.
Breland Rockenberkener.
Breland
Rogenbacher.
If you haven't listened to that episode, go and check it out. Those of you that know Breland and don't know Breland, you'd be glad to hear his story.
Yeah, it was a good one. A lot of people at the gym and people outside the gym actually reached out to me on that one too. So that was good. Yeah. Good episode.
Thanks for your service, Breland.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, but today we're going to get into a nutrition and supplement episode.
All the good stuff.
Get some good information out because this episode was requested by someone. Nash said that she would like to hear this episode about supplements, that a lot of people have some information out there and most people just don't know what to do or what even some of the supplements are.
Just where to start. Like if you're brand new, just where to start.
Where to start, and,
again,
then if...
We're not doctors, but...
Yeah, and we're not doctors.
We got some experience in the health and fitness world.
Yeah, and no supplements can cure, prevent, or treat diseases.
Also,
is that a disclaimer?
That's a disclaimer, I think. Yeah. And you cannot out-supplement a bad diet.
Exactly. Everything starts with hydration and nutrition and sleep. That's what I check with people the most. Like a lot of people throughout my career have come up to me and asked, well, what supplement should I do for this? And I always bring it back. Yeah. Are you hydrated? How's your diet? And are you sleeping enough? Because if those three things aren't in line, then supplements aren't going to do a lot of good. I mean, they can do good, but...
I ate McDonald's yesterday. All right, well, let's start by cleaning that up, and then we can get you some
Exactly. I slept for 4 hours, ate 200 grams of sugar, Ashley, and then...
and had a Big Mac.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, we can work on those variables first, and then
when you top that off, then we can get some supplements.
Yeah.
But first, you had a swim lesson yesterday.
I
Bringing
did.
it back to episode 12 with Amy. How'd that go?
Oh man, it was, and I don't want to like sit here and just be like blah, 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 and say things that.
But it had to be cool. You're getting coached by
it was awesome
Olympic gold medalist.
Yeah, it's like Michael Jordan teaching you to shoot free throws, or I don't know.
Crazy.
He's Usain Bolt, I guess, to tie it to an Olympian, how to
teach you how to sprint.
And not all high level athletes are great coaches, but Amy's a great coach, and Amy is a coach. She coaches high schoolers, and
does she?
Yeah,
she does.
And so
very cool.
She was an awesome coach. Everything she said, I was able to just pick up and do. And it was relatable and wasn't tricky at all. And it was stuff that I'd never heard before.
Really?
I thought I was swimming pretty darn decent, but I was swimming completely incorrectly.
Really?
Just using my arms and just burning out. And she just, I don't want to get into every aspect of it, but from the start to the end, I was a completely different swimmer.
Did she just had
taking
you do your first
massive time off of my swims?
Really? Oh, that's pretty sweet.
I felt like a torpedo.
I could just see her, all right, well, just swim a lap, let me see. And you go down and back. She goes, all right, that's not it.
No. Well, she thought she had in her mind that she had some certain things that she was going to need to correct. But before she could do that, she had to teach me not to swim like a pit bull. Like my dogs, when they get in the water, their butt goes straight down and their head goes up. I had no idea that when I was swimming, how my legs and butt were so
sinking.
Far below the water.
Not leveling off.
Just not being very buoyant. And so I was swimming like this, so she taught me how to get my body up first. And then we got into the rotations and the arm pickup and the whole thing. And I literally felt like I was swimming like 1,000,000 miles an hour. I was like, I'm a shark. I was like, I could beat a shark right now.
I'm the fastest swimmer alive.
Yeah, that's how I felt. Even though I'm 5'7" and have tiny little feet and tiny little arms, I'm not built for swimming.
Not quite built to swim, but...
Amy's, and there's a guy swimming who is a really good swimmer. He's there a lot of times when I am. You can see him in the background of those videos. I saw him in the locker room after I steamed, and he knew who Amy was.
Really?
And he was like, you should have her tell you about the Chinese swimmer story. I was like, oh, yeah, she's told me and this and that. And he had a bunch of stuff he knew about Amy.
Dude, that's sweet.
And he was like, man, she used to be so intimidating. She was so tall on her shoulders and her back, and she's so tall, ripped up. And
that's awesome.
I was like, yeah, she's still that way.
Yeah, she's doing rolls into the gym.
Yeah, so it was just an awesome experience. But what it opened my eyes to, because I never get to get coached.
Right.
in really anything. And if it is, it's by Claire, and yeah. So, but Claire's awesome, and I do listen to Claire, but I'm also really stubborn, in that way. But so anyways, it opened my eyes that people should always have a coach. It's like, it brought back to, if people were doing CrossFit in their garage with never having any instruction,
right,
how detrimental that could be
to everybody.
Like, get in a gym and get some people that know what they're doing to tell you exactly how you should be doing it. And it just opened my eyes that how fortunate people are to be able to go get coached.
Yeah.
And go
definitely.
to a CrossFit gym with knowledgeable instructors that care about you and want you to get better.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt with Amy. So it was really, really good.
Yeah, having someone be able to watch you and actually cue you on your efficiencies or deficiencies and actually be able to fix something, like, that's better than sitting there and watching videos and trying to figure it out on your own.
Yeah, exactly. Sure. I could watch a billion videos of swimmers, and there could be teachers out there. You can't watch a video of you in the pool, just like you can't watch a video while you're doing thrusters and bar facing burpees,
right?
Or doing chest to bar pull ups and thrusters. You can't watch a video while you're doing it.
You can do it after,
but
the stimulus isn't the same. Like, you watch a video after you do something like that, you're completely calm, your heart rate's down. You can say, "Oh yeah, that's what I did wrong. I can fix that." But you don't see that in the moment as you're doing the movement.
While you're doing it.
While you're doing the movement, that can't be fixed.
Yeah. So people, get out there and get coached in anything, not just CrossFit, but whatever you're struggling.
Anything you want to try to do.
If there's someone out there that knows more than you and is willing to help you,
ask them for help.
Get some help. Yeah.
For sure.
Just like my mom, I got a little letter over here that you don't know about.
Oh, gosh.
No, it's not a big deal. But my mom sends me letters all the time, and she sent me this letter.
It's on parchment paper.
Yeah. This isn't the Antarctica letter. It came right at the same time. But my mom sent me this long letter about the podcast.
Oh, boy.
And it essentially says you need to be nicer to Corey and let him talk more. And so it's like all about like the knowledge, and she loves it, and the information, and how relatable. And then she gets into, but you need to, and she sent me a text about it too. You need to be nicer to Corey. And I was like, Mom, I'm not mean to, am I mean to Corey?
Banter, it's our relationship.
It was like, I was like, Mom, I'm his coach, I'm his boss, I'm his friend. I was like, we have several different relationships, but I was like, above all, it's like, I really consider, me to be his mentor, but also a friend. So I just do it that way. And she was like, so she felt the need to write me a letter about it. She was like, well, I understand all of that, but so just let him participate a little bit more himself, and add to the discussion. It'll really break up. Yeah. So I guess I feel like you give great content, and I try not to take up everything.
Well, thank you.
So
next time she's coming to town visiting.
Yeah. So
we have to. She's only come to town. I've only met her once, right, at regionals.
Yeah. She very rarely comes to Phoenix, but they'll definitely be out for the baby. So
there you go. Okay. Well, I'll make sure I give her a hug and say thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right then. Well.
So she's catching up on some episodes, so she won't hear this for a while. So I won't have to hear back from her
for a while on it.
Yeah.
But good.
All right, let's get into it.
All right. Supplements.
Yeah. So
there's thousands of them.
We got a lot of questions.
Yeah. Questions from the gym. People wanted to reach out and just ask, what to take, what you shouldn't take, when to take it, what brands to take. I mean, there's so much information out there. And like we said, we're not doctors or by any means, but we've both been in the industry a while. Chris a lot longer than myself. So we feel like we have some knowledge base on supplements, and kind of just, especially if you have no idea, a good starting point, right? Mm-hmm. So you have like your top 5, right? Top 5 supplements people should be taking?
Yeah, well, the most effective supplements. So creatine, and I'll get into just a little bit about what creatine is first. So creatine.
Can I real quick? Because I think that I have this. Because you told me this so many times. Creatine.
Okay. All right. Wait. How long are you doing this off the cusp, or have you been thinking about it?
Creatine. People hundreds of years ago used to get all the time in red meat because it was grass fed and it came straight from the earth is what I'm going to say. I don't think that's exactly the way you put it.
No, not
but
even close.
if you had a steak back in the day, it had 5 milligrams of creatine in it. But now we don't get to supplement with as much creatine from natural foods. So we like to get it from other resources.
Yeah.
Something like that is usually
that's kind of how I lead off.
Yes.
But what does it do in the body? And why do we take it?
Helps build lean muscle mass.
Okay. Yeah, at the cellular level.
At the cellular level.
So
this is where you come in.
So creatine, exactly, it's in animals.
Right.
We get it from animals. And a grass-fed organic steak, big old 16-ounce ribeye, has not milligrams, but grams. 3 to 5 grams of creatine, which is awesome. But through agricultural processes over the past 50 years, if you're getting beef that's really pumped up in hormones and grain fed and sick cows, and it's just the creatine levels have been shown to be way diminished.
Down.
So you can get creatine from your animal products depending on how you shop. Claire and I always buy organic and really good high quality meat. Who knows if that's going to keep going with the baby and us? We've only had to shop for us, and it's been a big priority. So if you got 3 kids you're feeding and a budget, and I don't know how that works, but we'll find out. But we're going to try to keep doing that. So anyways, if you're not getting that from your food, which very few people do. You need to supplement creatine. And so the way creatine got introduced to the world is really like in the early 90s. Basically in the 1992 Olympics, is people that were winning gold medals found out that they were on creatine. And coinciding with that is people were like, oh, well, that's illegal. And then we found out, oh, it's naturally occurring. And people are getting it from their food. Right. So it's not illegal. But people that supplement it and get more of it are tending to excel in power output and muscle recovery and building muscle and all the things that it does for us. So what happened also with that is in the 90s is soccer moms were like, no creatine. Right. It's bad for you. And there was that stigma of creatine. Yeah. I don't know if you're old enough to remember that, but
I remember water weight. Like people it gives you a lot of water weight.
Yeah. So, creatine will retain water in your cells, which is fine. Yeah. But that it doesn't make you gain fat. It makes you just retain a little bit more water, which can get your water up a little or weight up a little bit. But we don't care about that. No. And with the advances over the past 10 years, especially in creatine, I mean, it's so high quality now, and there's creatine out there that has very little water retention. Right. So anyways, and so it had that stigma in the 90s, and then, in the 2000s, it kind of came back to, oh, wait, no, it's not bad for you guys. Everyone should be taking creatine. And so creatine is something that I take, and my post-workout protein has creatine. A pre-workout that I take has creatine, and I also supplement it. I just down the hatchet.
Little creatine. Yeah. But you can't take too much, right? Or your body can only use a certain amount, right?
But you need about 5 grams a day.
5 grams.
And the timing of that, it's shown that it doesn't really matter. Pre, post, awesome. Take it around your workout time, because we've been shown that that's an anabolic time when your body is prone to absorb nutrients. But if you take creatine at night before bed or in the morning, as long as it's in your system, your body's going to utilize it.
Use it, right?
So you don't have to flip out about having
I didn't get it 10 minutes after my workout. Yeah,
exactly.
Just as long as you're getting that 5 grams in, you're probably pretty safe.
And everybody can benefit from creatine. So what creatine does is it helps our body form more ATP, adenosine triphosphate, which is at the cellular level what drives our workouts, what our main energy source. And so our body produces ATP, but it produces a lot of diphosphate, more ADP, the diphosphate molecule. So what creatine does in the body is it binds to that diphosphate and helps create more triphosphate. And so without creatine, that diphosphate isn't working, and then the creatine binds, and I'm trying to say this as simple as possible, to create more ATP. So that's what it does. And with more ATP, the more power we can create, the more muscle, the better cellular health and recovery and all that stuff. So
sweet.
Creatine's
So there's
awesome.
creatine.
Yeah. So, and you want to get a good source, and there's tons of stuff out there. And
what are you looking for as far as like a good source? Is that just like a reputable brand?
A reputable brand.
Okay. Probably just
I think
like
everyone
anything
out there
else,
knows
right?
I take Advocare. I've been on Advocare for years and years and years,
Right.
Going on 5 years now, and it's dramatically changed me, and I'm way fitter now. And I've told that story 100 times, but I love those products. They're third-party tested by Informed Choice, so I know everything I'm taking. If I get drug tested at a sanctioned event that we're going to,
or nationals or anything like
or
that,
regionals, or
yeah.
when I'm going to compete at Masters Nationals, that nothing's going to show up and get me flipped. Because with USADA, the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, I mean, it is crazy how much stuff is banned and we know that through Advocare products that we're not going to get that. But there's also tons of other good products out there.
Probably like anything else, right? Like if it's $50 cheaper than everyone else in the world, it's probably not the best for you, right? So you pay for what you
supplements cost money to get what costs money with supplement companies is the source of where they get their stuff, and it's not abundantly available for everything. So when stuff runs out, prices go up, and they're commodities, you know, and it's only available to so many people, and people can get. There's no regulation, so you can say whatever you want on a supplement, you know, and you can say it's 5 grams of creatine, but how much of that is creatine?
Right.
It might be 5 grams,
a scoop, but it's, you know.
So we really don't know, but so that's what it is, and we're going to start carrying some subs at the gym, at least a little trial at North to see how it goes with the brand that we've really, and we'll release more information on that we've found to be really high quality as well. So
awesome.
So creatine,
boom, check.
The next would be fish oil, omega-3 fatty acids, essentially. It gets the name fish oil, but omega-3 fatty acids.
Pill or liquid? Which
For me,
pill.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just because it's easier with
because
your
it's
whole
the same
morning.
thing, because it's liquid inside of a pill,
right?
But you don't have to taste the
pill. So is there a I mean, as far as how it gets into your system and stuff like that, or is it, as long as you're taking it, you're taking it?
Because all the thing is made up of is
like a shell of some sort.
It's super dissolvable.
Yeah,
it's
you
like
pinch
corn
it and it comes off. Like, and no one. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't want to taste that liquid.
Some people don't care, and there's companies out there that make them flavored and whatnot, but they should be enrobed. And then enrobed with like some lemon so that you don't get those fish burps. And but the main thing I want to talk about fish oil and what we should look for after we talk about what it does. So fish oil there's so many studies out there that have proved fish oil is good for you in so many different ways, cardiopulmonary wise, hair, skin, and nails, brain, anti-inflammatory. The big one's anti-inflammatory, just of the body,
right?
Bring down inflammation in your body. And again, it's something that you can get from real food.
Right.
And we talked about this kind of last episode, but I don't eat fish.
So get it somewhere else.
You know, and so but I know how good fish is, and not all fish has high potency omega-3 fatties, and a lot of fish that people eat for flavor and good fish doesn't have
it at all.
Have what these have. So have what the fish oil has. So it's good for so many different things, but what we need to look for when we're getting that is the EPA and the DHA.
Okay.
Those are the heart clearing, skin clearing, brain feeding, awesome anti-inflammatory and things in fish oil that if it doesn't have high EPA, DHA, which we're talking about 1,000 milligrams per serving. So you go to Walgreens and you get a fish oil for $9 and you look at the EPA, DHA, and there's 150 milligrams.
Right.
Oh, but I'm taking a serving of fish oil. Yeah. Well, if you're not getting 1,000 milligrams, and I'm really, most of the stuff that I've come on and that I'm looking at, I take 3,000 milligrams of EPA, DHA a day. So I'm taking a fish oil supplement with 1,000 milligrams of EPA, DHA per serving, and I'm taking 3 servings of it a day.
That day.
That's what I found works the best for me. Not that everyone has to do that, but I train a lot. And that's what works best for me.
For you, yeah.
And everything with supplements, that's kind of what you want to look at. But I really want to get that information out that 1,000 milligrams of EPA, DHA. So if you're taking a fish oil, look on the back of the label. It'll say EPA, DHA, and it might be spelled out. And I'm not going to try to pronounce it. But
you'll get what name it is.
Acid. And then acid. That starts with an E and starts with a D, or starts with a... Yeah, it starts with an E and starts with a D.
And they're looking for 1,000 per serving.
Yep.
Okay.
1,000 milligrams. And the DHAs and EPAs are going to be a little bit different.
Right.
And usually one's higher than the other. The DHA is going to be a little bit
and that's
lower.
probably the same thing like we talked about the creatine. If you're getting it for $4 for a box of 6,000 of them.
Mm-hmm. And fish oil shouldn't be super expensive. Like,
anyways, yeah.
You can get fish oil, high quality fish oil for $20. That is 1,000 milligrams of EPA, DHA. That's what our Advocares cost. The one that we're going to carry at the gym. So it's not a super expensive supplement. You can get a high quality one fairly affordably. Right. But you should be doing your research and looking on the back to see where it's sourced and how much is on it. And again, people can say certain things are on it, and so if it's not third party tested and there's not another company saying, "Oh, this is actually in there,"
right? Then you don't know.
Then you really don't know. Yeah. So like that. So those are two. Anything else on fish oil? And if people have questions when we get to it, we'll talk
kind of touch on it.
More.
Not a lot of people ask about fish oil actually. It's the secret one everyone's going to be taking now. Hair, skin, and nail.
And our brains are made up of DHA fat.
Right.
So they're really, really good for the brain. Branched chain amino acids.
BCAAs.
That's kind of like the hot thing right now.
Yeah,
BCAAs.
Gotta take my aminos when I work out. Take my aminos.
Yeah. But why? Yeah.
Is it the same thing as like the soy sauce that Claire and I use? Coconut aminos?
Coconut? No.
Not even close?
No.
Not the same thing at all?
No. I don't know. But I doubt it.
I'm getting a lot of that.
Yeah, that stuff is so good.
So bomb.
Yeah, if you guys aren't out there if you're not eating coconut aminos in your chicken, broccoli, and rice,
and
that'll
doing,
up your level,
yeah,
up your
soy
chicken,
sauce
broccoli,
instead,
and rice
like, it
game.
literally tastes better,
way better than soy sauce.
Yeah.
Soy sauce,
but not like a weird it's kind of like soy. Like
don't think
it's the
you're
same
gonna
thing.
taste soy sauce when you put it in because then you'll be expecting something else.
Yeah.
I think it's way better than soy sauce.
I love it.
And it's the soy sauce is basically just liquid salt. Which sodium is good for you, but processed sodium at super high concentrated levels, sometimes not, depending on what the rest of your diet is like. So coconut aminos, baby.
So bomb.
Makes and a little bit of butter in it.
Yep. Dude, they don't sell the gallon jug thing at Costco anymore.
That's insane.
I know. I've literally we go through them at Sprouts all the time. They're this big.
Yeah. Man, that gallon jug was fire.
Money, right? Yeah.
Yeah. We're like, oh, this will last forever. A month.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so
BCAAs.
branched chain amino acids, long chain amino acids. So those are leucine, isoleucine, and valine. Those are the three branched chain amino acids. And what they do is they help with protein synthesis. And so you can be taking protein and high quality protein, but without quality branched chain amino acids in there, it just might not utilize correctly in the body. So there are things that we do need to consume. Our body isn't going to produce them. So again, in food, they're in animals.
Right.
Branched chain amino acids are in animals. And if you're eating really high quality and eating tons of steak and chicken and organic and it's in there, you're probably maybe getting enough. So
chances are you might not be getting all that in.
Most likely.
Yeah.
And again, training volume plays a role,
right.
And how often those are going to be burned up and used. So are branched chain amino acids helpful? Yes. Should you take them if you want to get stronger? Yes. Are you going to fall off and not get anything out of your training if you're not taking them? No. Especially if you're eating a really, really good
diet,
whole food diet.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are going to take branched chain amino acids, then you want to take them from a good, high-quality source. And it doesn't have to be around your workout time. You can take them before bed. You can take them pre-workout, post-workout. But I find that if I take a little bit of branched chain amino acids pre-workout, it does help me. I don't know if it does or not, but I like taking it. And then I take them before bed. So I used to take them first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
I took them for years first thing in the morning because leucine, branched chain leucine, has shown to have an insulin reaction.
Mm-hmm.
How that happens, I don't know. Someone way smarter than me says that. And they've done the study. And so it can break a fast is what they're saying, which is like counterintuitive in the strength and conditioning world. We always take our branch chains when we're going without food, right? Because if we have branch chain amino acids in our blood, we're going to stave off a catabolic phase where we sleep. We could go into catabolic phase like 8 hours without eating. If you're really trying to hold on to your lean muscle mass, you want to have extra branch chains in your blood and this and that. Right. First thing in the morning, we're coming out of that fast. We want to have those branch chains. So
yeah, I take Catalyst 3 in the morning, 3 at night for 3 years or whatever. So
yeah, and that's what I did. Now I just take it with my first meal and then with my last meal. So I don't typically take them around my workout, but guess what? My creatine has branch chains in it. My post-workout has branch chains in it. So your protein's going to have some form of branch chains, but a lot of companies out there just lie about it. So,
and this is, we'll get to these questions, but it's one of them. Pills, powders.
You can take either. Again, it's powder inside of a pill.
Right, yeah, okay.
So it just depends on what you want.
You like,
if you can't swallow pills, you should probably take the powders. I can take 25 pills at one time.
Yeah, so I don't have any issues either. But sometimes, if you don't want to drink a pre-workout or you don't want to drink, but sometimes you just feel like you want to drink something that has a flavor in it and have something, then
Well, there's a lot of companies out there that have flavored amino drinks.
Yeah, BCAAs.
And they're whatever.
Yeah, I just mean taking a powdered BCAA, instead of juice or something like that, obviously is probably better for you.
Hey, dude, back in the day when I was like 23, 24, I'd have my gallon jug with my branch chains in there, heading up in the Globo gym. Ooh.
I slammed a gallon jug of orange juice Monday at the end of the workout. That's post-workout. We'll get to that.
Don't tell people that.
We'll get to the post-workout. It's in there.
All right, my next one, glucosamine, a joint formula. Mine's called Joint Promotion, and it's, again, if you do a lot of research on glucosamine, everything's going to tell you inconclusive. They can't say yes or no that it does these things, but I don't want to say that glucosamine can do this, but I have arthritis in my hips. I was diagnosed at 29 years old. It sucks. If I don't take glucosamine, I feel my arthritis. Yeah. If I take my glucosamine, I don't. So that's just what that is. Yeah. Take it or leave it. But I've done the beta test on myself.
Right.
And I know that if I go a long time without my joint formula, then my joints don't feel as good.
Yeah.
So if you guys are getting older and whatnot, or even younger, it doesn't matter. I was diagnosed at 29 years old, and you should get on a joint formula. Right. It's not going to hurt you.
That's what. Yeah, if it says if it's not going to hurt you, and all the people around you are saying purely just for functional purposes of making your joints feel better, why not add it into your? And we
put our joints through a lot, So having a little bit of lube in there is good, and there's catalysts to glucosamine. There's other stuff in nature that is like white willow bark, and the comboing glucosamine with other high potency things that makes it work better, and really smart people figured that out. So again, I know the one I take really works for me. So again, going to Costco, getting the $8 glucosamine or whatever, who knows?
I guess that's the hardest part about
I just want people
is
to
just
realize
that they're not regulated.
That's the thing is
people can write whatever they want on the bottle and put it out there on the shelf, and you will have no idea what's in it. So getting a reputable source is what's most important.
And there should be a change.
Yeah.
Don't just pump all these supplements and not feel a noticeable change.
Right.
You know why you're taking it and what the purpose is, and that's the reason for this podcast.
Yeah,
is to give you what the purpose is.
Exactly.
And then the last one would be a protein supplement, because very few people are going to eat the amount of protein that they want to gain muscle and get stronger and do all that. And you don't have to be eating 300 grams of protein a day and supplementing with 4 shakes, but I have 1 shake a day, basically.
Yeah.
1, maybe 2, depending on the day and, travel and stuff like that.
Right,
but,
if you need to get one in.
1 to 2 shakes a day. I have my ready to drink shakes, so I guess I do have 2 because I have one of those ready to drinks.
Yeah, exactly.
A day, but and I prefer whey protein, and we can talk a little bit later with the questions, I think, about different kinds of proteins, but whey isolate has been shown to be the most absorbent protein, and it comes from an animal. It's full of amino acids, and the way it's processed, our bodies it's pre-digested. Some are pre-digested. There's a bunch of companies out there that make whey protein that's not pre-digested, and your body has a really hard time breaking it down and utilizing it correctly. So again, that's what you get, what you pay for.
Right.
But your body should be able to assimilate it and get it in there and process it and send it to where it needs to go. And whey's been shown to do that fastest and most effectively. And there's slower digesting proteins that are needed at certain times.
Different times, people take it at night and stuff like that. But
those are my big 5.
Getting protein in, right? Like, just like you said, your chances are you probably are not eating enough lean meat to fulfill your protein needs throughout the day. If you don't have a job where you can get meals every, such and such time. So supplementing that with a protein that's quick and easy, that's clean, you can get it down when you need to get it down. It's a quick shake.
And it's satiable, it'll fill you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's what's a lot of people aren't, they're looking for something, but if you have a shake, and you can make shakes good, throw a tablespoon of peanut butter in there, a handful of blueberries, and take that thing down, man, that's good. That'll satisfy you for that.
Put some spinach in
that window, Yeah.
You won't even taste it, and you get some greens in.
So those are my big 5, and there's so many others.
Yeah.
And I guess if I was to throw a 6th in there that could even be number 1 would be caffeine.
I was gonna say pre-workout, right? But
just caffeine. Caffeine's awesome. There's people that take way too much caffeine, and that's your dad.
Yes. My dad takes way too much caffeine.
And I was doing a little bit of research before this just to freshen up, and there was some stuff on caffeine about, only these bad things happen. And it said like around 8 cups of coffee a day is when these bad things start happening. But so I'm talking about 100 milligrams of caffeine, 100 to 150 milligrams of caffeine,
which is
awesome.
Usually a cup of coffee, a shake, like your pre-workout probably has about that in it, right?
But the thing with pre-workouts is there's so many other things they can throw in there that bind with caffeine and make it hyperactive, with taurine and green tea extracts and
stuff like that.
Yeah, it can really jack up your nervous system. So caffeine and B vitamins, so caffeine is a muscle builder. It's a nervous system stimulant, which in turn makes your musculoskeletal system more active. So that's why it's a muscle builder. But it makes your brain more active.
Right.
So your brain more active, your muscles more active is awesome. Mm-hmm. That's what it does.
Yeah.
And so in the right dosages. So caffeine's up there too. So that's a 6th man.
There you go. Just in case you need to throw them in.
And so creatine, fish oil, branched chain amino acids, glucosamine, protein, and caffeine. Those are impactful ones that I take every day because they've changed the way my training is, and they really, really help. And I put them to the test, and I know that they help me. And then there's tons of other, we can get into the arginines and the B12s and the CoQ10s, and there's so many. I mean, we could make this a 3-hour podcast, but those are my top 5, my impact 5. And arginine, I could talk about arginine forever too, how awesome that is.
Yeah, putting arginine in there, and our pre-workout is basically just caffeine. Yeah, because I know I don't do
There's arginine and muscle fuel and
I lift well or work out well off of caffeine. I don't like stuff with beta alanine and stuff like that. I don't like the way that makes me feel. Some people might.
If you're doing a 15-minute AMRAP, a 15-minute hard triplet, dude, you don't need a huge pre-workout.
Yeah, I don't want to feel like my face
is
ripping
up
off.
enough, and if you're putting in the right effort into that workout, you shouldn't need. Yeah. And if you can't work out without a pre-workout, then you probably need to sleep more.
Right.
Take less caffeine. Throughout the day, so that it has an impact on you.
Not at 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Well, 8 o'clock. He's asleep at 9 o'clock, but 8 o'clock at night, a cup of coffee's running. All right. So questions from the gym. So we got a couple questions. Some of them we answered already, but we can kind of weave through them a little bit. So we talked about branched chain amino acids, best ones, pill or powder, and when to take. Like we said, yes, they're good for you. Powder or pill, it's completely up to you, whichever one you would rather take. And you can pretty much take them, just like Chris said, throughout the day. Getting them in around your workout is fine. Getting them in at night or when you wake up, also fine, as long as you're not fasting, because they would break your fast. But other than that, yes, they're good to have. Either form would be fine.
Yes.
All right. I've been told to have protein within 30 minutes of weightlifting workout.
So I'm assuming that's like...
True.
Who has?
That's Sarah Hess.
Okay.
That's like the old thing. Like
everyone's been told that.
Yeah, for the entirety of their life.
Yeah, I mean, so I'm assuming she means post-workout.
Yeah, post-workout, after you get done lifting.
So
30-minute window.
Let's just break that down.
Yeah.
30 minutes is kind of like that, anabolic window.
Yeah.
That, the little buzzword. Mm-hmm. So what do we do when we weightlift? When we lift weights, we should be tearing down our muscle tissue,
right?
Creating little tiny microfiber tears in our muscle. And the only way for that muscle to heal is to get protein and amino acids into that muscle and go to work, and our body just starts repairing it, grows back harder and stronger. So you can't improve the muscle fibers that you were born with. Some people are born with more, some people are born with less, different types, type 1, type 2, type A, B, and so that's a different conversation, but we can increase the size.
Right.
We can increase the size of those muscle fibers that we were born with. And so protein does that. And more importantly, carbohydrates need to be ingested with that protein to shuttle it.
I was just about to pitch that one in there as what you thought about carbs.
Protein on its own post-workout ain't gonna do nothing.
Yeah,
you eat a chicken breast post-workout by itself, it will. Your body has glucose in the blood, it will be delivered, but post-workout you need carbohydrates, sugar, and protein in that 30-minute window, in that anabolic window. What the sugar does is spikes our blood sugar, insulin releases, insulin's a storage hormone, insulin binds onto that protein and starts carrying it around the body, and it knows exactly where to take it, which is so awesome. That's why our bodies are so freaking incredible. They know what to do with that, and it's mind blowing and fascinating. But so it's carbohydrates and protein, and the protein post workout should be about 20 grams. Doesn't need to really be any more than that, especially for a Sarah Hess, a female, and then the carbohydrates should be around 25-30 grams as well. 1-to-1. Even maybe a little bit more carbohydrates, depending on who you are and how sensitive you are to carbohydrates. And I had that meeting the other night for our challenge kickoff at the gym, where I kind of broke that down and explained the different types of human beings and carb sensitivities and stuff like that, which maybe we could do an episode on that. But essentially, carbs and proteins post-workout has been shown to be super beneficial for repairing muscle recovery and all that. Right. Now, what's going on with me right now is my fasting, and yeah, you can hit decline. This Derby, Connecticut has been calling me nonstop.
Huh.
Yeah. Sales. So anyways, what was fasting. I? Yeah, so I'm trying that now of sometimes I don't have my post-workout. For 10 plus years, I've had post-workout nutrition. And it's what I've prescribed to my clients for years and years and years. So I'm trying it on myself now sometimes, and I'm trying to match up my training windows to where I can have my post-workout nutrition because I know how important it is. Yeah. But sometimes that doesn't take place. And so I'm kind of trying that out on myself right now. But yes, having a post-workout shake is great. Now, where we get into trouble is if you did a little workout and you're really trying to lose weight and having a 300-calorie shake post-workout, and then 2 hours later you're eating and stuff like that. We don't want to do it. That post-workout nutrition is really when you go through a Monday workout, where you broke down muscle tissue.
That's where that orange juice came in.
Yeah, and and you're exhausted, and you did it. If you did Monday's workout correctly, heck yeah, you have that post-workout nutrition.
Which shouldn't be
Thursday's workout,
maybe not so much.
Cardio endurance, workout. you could do that workout and probably be fine not having any post-workout nutrition.
Yeah.
You don't need to go into the locker room, grab your banana and
smack it down real quick.
Let your body burn for the next couple hours.
Yeah.
And that little slightly elevated heart rate, pull those sugars and everything out of your body and grasp onto what's in your body already to start utilizing and pulling glycogen out of the muscle and out of the liver. And so the carbohydrates you do take in later will be stored as fuel instead of fat.
Right.
So
got it. So there you go, Sarah. 30 minutes. Yes, you should be getting something in for sure. What are the top 2 to 3 supplements CrossFit athletes who are 45 and over should be taking, specifically ones that help with recovery?
Yeah, so age really doesn't matter.
Yeah.
45-year-old, I'm going to be 35 next month. I'm way fitter than I was at 25.
Right.
I plan on being fitter at 45 than I am at 35 in some aspects.
Yeah.
So
maybe joint stuff, right? Like
exactly.
Yeah, the things like that. Like I know my dad, his big stuff that he makes sure on is like the fish oils, joint promotion. He takes more of those. I think he prioritizes that maybe a little bit more than the other stuff, just because obviously he's getting older, his joints are getting older, and he's lifting more weight now than he was before. So it takes a little bit more of a toll on you at that point. So
absolutely, I agree with that 100%. Omega-3 fatty acids and a high-quality joint formula, glucosamine, are definitely things that older athletes should be taking. Yeah. And then, everything else, creatine and protein are also super beneficial. Just because you're maybe a little bit older of an athlete doesn't mean you can't have creatine or protein or
what do you think about collagen?
Things.
Have you read much about that?
Yeah. I think it's an enhancer. I think that maybe having it along with glucosamine and the other things could do good. And
add a little bit more.
I've never taken it myself. Actually, that's not true. I used to take it in a protein from Bulletproof that was in there, and I just don't have a lot of, there's shark fin, which is stupid. Like, don't be taking, don't support people that kill sharks for supplemental use.
Exactly.
Like, that's stupid. But there's a lot of stuff out there that has been said to help joints. Awesome. I know what works for me and what I know about, which is glucosamine.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah. What are good post-workout supplements for females? BCAAs, ? So obviously BCAAs, we said, are
That's
good,
the buzz.
good for everybody. Yeah, I think obviously I don't think it matters either way.
Male or female,
obviously
males and females are different, and our hormones are different and everything. But the big 5 that I listed are beneficial for male and female, and that's been proven and shown. And everything that was on there that I take, Claire takes. Obviously, she's switched it up because she's pregnant right now. But
the only other one though, obviously, so your post workout, if you're a smaller female or you're trying to lose weight, you don't need as many carbohydrates. Maybe you don't take the same post workout shake as a 200-pound male athlete. So just looking at
varying the macros.
Yeah, exactly. Like just looking at what's in it. Obviously, if we take 3 scoops of post workout after a 3-hour Saturday session before regionals because we need 60 grams of carbs, like you probably don't need that when you only get 100 grams of carbs for your entire day.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't spike it there. But as far as what's needed, I don't think it differs too much, right?
Yeah.
It differentiates between both.
Quantity,
yes. Make sure it fits your macros or your plan or however you're supposed to be eating. A good tasting protein that does not have GH added to it, aside from SAFH.
Grasshoppers?
What's
GH?
Goat hummus? I have no idea what GH is.
Goat hummus?
I made that up. I don't know what GH is. I was hoping that you knew what GH was.
Growth hormone?
I don't think.
Dude, where is that?
Yeah,
protein?
what protein is that?
Has
that one been tested?
Yeah.
Let me get on
That's probably gonna get you a red flag.
Yeah, you might get popped for
nationals.
that one. Dang it. Yeah. Maybe we'll have to ask a question next week to clear up what GH is. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, and
because proteins don't have. if you're having a reputable protein,
and I know SFH doesn't have growth hormone added to it, so.
Sorry, we're gonna have to come back to that one.
Man, bummer.
GH.
But, good tasting. I haven't cared about how a protein shake tastes ever, And nowadays they all taste good.
Yeah, they're all good.
They're all good, and Again, I don't care how it tastes really, even though I do because I love my post-workout recovery. Like it's my favorite shake of all time. Like I love the taste of it, but it lasts about 9 seconds.
And then it's over.
Because I put it in my shaker, I shake it up, and I take that thing down. I ain't sipping on it for 10 minutes, you know? You know, you can get into meal replacement shakes and stuff like that. Like we have a really good meal replacement shake that I love taking, and Claire drinks them at night, you know, and stuff like that. They can be really good for quenching a craving and stuff like that. But post-workout nutrition, like if you're serious about it, and you're not going to have a bad tasting one. I don't think any company survives nowadays in a multi-billion-dollar industry by having crappy tasting proteins. Right. You know,
the only thing that I would say, if you're a person that gets, I guess, sick of something, like don't get this way abstract apple pie cherry, like if you know that's going to get old, then just get chocolate or vanilla, like something that you can drink every day and you're not going to get sick of it. I know like back in the day when different flavors are coming out, if I got some weird like super cookies and cream banana splash, like that tastes good one time, but then you're going to get sick of
5 pound bucket of banana protein.
5 pound bucket of banana protein, right? So maybe don't get hyped up on like the different flavors. Just get something that's easy to take down.
If you're getting 5 pounds of whey protein and it's $50, it's probably half cardboard.
Yeah. So that would be my only little tip on that, is just get something that's normal tasting, bland, you know, chocolate, vanilla, something simple that you know you'll like for the entire month and a half that you're going to be drinking the bag. Thoughts on plant-based powders, post-workout? Plant-based protein powders. Post-workout as a supplement for your normal protein versus whey, concentrate, isolate, advantages to one and the other. Probably stomach issues, right? Like if you have...
Yeah, so there's people that, you know, the thing about whey protein is it's supposed to not have lactose in it. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to digest all that away, and so people that are like lactose intolerant, some can have whey protein and they don't have any adverse effects. Some people have adverse effect, like their stomach, they can't digest the whey protein, and that might have to do with the quality of the protein. But if you can't have whey protein for whatever reason or another, doesn't work for you, there are other protein options out there. There's beef protein, there's egg protein, and I would recommend always getting a protein powder that is a byproduct of an animal first, because animals have branched chain amino acids, and that's what protein is. That's my recommendation personally. Right. There's people out there that are vegans and vegetarians that may not ever want to ingest an animal protein, and whether I agree with that or not, they're going to do it. Right. So if that's the case and they can only have a plant-based protein, then soy and pea protein and help me out. What else is there?
I know that I've tasted them and I don't like the taste of them.
They really don't. Yeah, I guess those proteins aren't the best tasting proteins out there, but
it's just grainy.
I think that eating plant-based protein is an awesome addition, and having combinations of proteins in there. Like our post-workout has 3 different types of proteins in there, you know, and they digest different, and you can get good things out of each one. Right. But having a plant-based protein solely on its own, the way we run into trouble here is, and it's a hard pill to swallow for people that only have plant-based protein, is it's not complete. Plant-based proteins don't have branched chain amino acids. Right. And a lot of companies out there that make plant-based proteins will say that they do because they put this amino acid and this amino acid and they pump them in there, but unfortunately they don't bind together in nature. Like they don't complete the chain. You can't complete a chain that's not already existing. And so plant proteins aren't as effective at doing the things that we've talked about as animal proteins. It's just a fact. Right. But if that's you and that's the only option that you have, then you got to find a good source and one that you like and take it. But I would not recommend having if you are someone that does eat animals
and you can pick between them
and both. You can pick between the two, then you should have an animal-based protein first. If you're not someone that eats animals, then you got to do a lot of research and find out what works best for you. Unfortunately, I just don't have a lot of experience with that.
Yeah, me neither, except I don't like the taste of it. Supplements you think are overhyped?
Okay, so wait, real quick. Concentrate or isolate. So that's kind of like one of those marketing words that
people
yeah
put in there.
Supplement companies they'll put in concentrate. Mm-hmm. Guess what that means? Less quality.
Okay.
The more isolated your protein is, the higher it's digested, and the more it's refined, and the more bioavailable it is. So, big protein concentrate. Well, that just means that they haven't broken it down. It's not as bioavailable. Your body's not going to utilize it as correctly. So go for isolate on that. That was a good question.
There you go. I think that was Gil. Thanks, Gil.
Giller!
Supplements that are overhyped. What don't work, people take anyways. I don't really know. I mean, I'm trying to think of like the latest thing I've seen someone post about. I don't know. I mean, I think everyone is pretty much taking all of these things, right? Like kind of the top 5. I mean, and then the little things like, arginines and stuff like that. I don't know if I can think of something that's overhyped.
Well, like pre-workout, like with all these things and nitric and blah, blah, blah. Like,
drink a cup of coffee.
Or have caffeine and B vitamins. Make it simple.
Is the new one from Driven that will carry. Disrupt, I think is the name of it. Yeah, that's just it's caffeine and vitamins, I believe.
So like, you don't have to have, if you're taking Inno Explode or whatever before a CrossFit workout, like you could die.
You're gonna die. Like you could actually die. I remember we had a trial. I don't remember. It was a while ago now, and he was like, I could see like his heartbeat through his eyeballs. Like I was like, dude, are you okay? You need to calm down. He was like, I drank a double No Explode before I got here. And it was like an assault bike sprint workout. I was like, you're going to die. You need to sit down now.
Yeah. And that's like that niacin effect where there's that brings the blood to the skin and you get all hot.
I don't like that at all. Even if I'm just lifting, I wouldn't like that. Like I don't like that feeling.
You're all tingly.
I don't like that at all. Yeah. I'm not that fan of that kind of stuff. But I was like, dude, you need to sit down and drink some water now. Like you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Taper it back. I would say, I guess if you get too hung up on the weird pre-workout stuff out there, then maybe that would be something that's overhyped. Nutrition question. If you work out later in the day, should you be eating dinner late in the day? How late is too late? Does it matter? No. I think you have to eat. It's better to eat later in the day.
Oh, no.
Oh, the landscape. It's better to eat later than the day than not eat at all. If you have to eat later because you work late and then you come to the 6:30 class and then you don't get home till 7:30, you still need to get a meal in. Maybe not having a huge 3-course meal before you go to bed, but you need to get the essential carbs, proteins, fats in for your day.
If you're and that's remind me to talk about the fats with the post-workout. If you're working out at 6:30 p.m., you get done at 7:30 and you're going to bed at 9:30, you can just have your post-workout shake. Mm-hmm. That's fine. You got that. You've got some nutrients in there that are going to aid to your recovery. You don't need to have your post-workout shake at 7:30 and then get home and eat smash,
chicken
whatever.
And rice and broccoli.
Which very few people are doing.
Yeah.
So it's more likely going to be not that,
Mm-hmm.
So
I think best for that is if you're planning your meals out throughout the day where they're supposed to be,
how much food did you have earlier
throughout the day?
In the day?
Yeah, exactly. Don't leave everything for 9:00 at night.
Yeah, exactly.
Before you go to sleep,
I eat before bed every day. Mm-hmm. And it's okay to do so, but a big topic question on that is, what are you eating? So if you're eating a bunch of refined carbohydrates before bed, that's been shown to not only make you sleep worse, but also add to body fat storage, because we have a massive blood sugar spike right before bed, and our body's taking that, and now we're at a dormant time. It's not utilizing it correctly, and it's storing it as body fat.
Right.
So eating late in the day isn't bad. Obviously, you want to have high quality foods. Maybe cut your carbohydrates down a little bit so that you have less insulin release, and track your food throughout the day. Don't have a 2,000 calorie meal because you didn't eat all day.
Right.
Don't skip a meal.
Don't skip a meal. Yeah. Eat when you're supposed to eat. That's from Rebecca, my 6:30 p.m.er, who was not at 6:30 all week because of winter break and her kids going to school or not having to go to school or whatever it would be. And it was Like, she walked in the door at 9 a.m. and I was like, Rebecca, what are you doing here?
When you get those class traders, man.
She was like, I'm here to just work out. I was like, not at this time. You're not. I was like, what are you, like, you're changing my 6:30 on me? And she was like, no, just school. Next week I'll be back.
Well, this is what maybe a lot of our members don't realize, or anyone realizes out there, is that, you know, your coach, sometimes your coach depends on you being in a class.
Yeah, I expect.
Because you really add to their day, and they enjoy coaching you. And there's tons of people out there that I feel that way about, and when they're not in my class, I'm like, dang it, I wish they were here today.
I was like, where is Rebecca? She's all got a good attitude.
Yep.
But yeah, anyway, so it's funny. I was like, not at 9 o'clock, you're not, Rebecca. Better come back at 6:30. Where are we at? Let's see here.
What is the best time to eat fuel?
When do you see that? When is the best time to eat to fuel your workouts? 2 hours before, an hour before, 30 minutes before. If you work out later in the day, I know exactly what Chris is going to say. Do what works for you.
Because we've covered this a few times.
But no, this is Verna, and she's newer. And she may not have
listened. She actually told me she listens to all the podcasts. So
she's got to catch up on that. Yeah. Do what works for you, right? So I think we've both talked about both of our kind of pre-workout routines. I like to have something in my stomach before I work out. I don't like to eat on an empty stomach. I'm not fasting or having to change anything because of that. I feel best when I have something in me. I don't like a lot of liquids, so like I don't think people still do that, but I can't drink like a protein shit. I can't have a big liquidy drink before I go work out. I just feel like I'm gonna die. But yeah, like a bar or an apple, a little bit of peanut butter on it, a little fig bar, something like that. You know,
a little protein.
Even for me and you though, when you can eat, like I can eat a fig bar
during a workout.
Yeah, I mean, like before I get ready to go, unless it's like an assault bike sprint for time. But yeah, I can eat well up to 10 minutes before I'm about to work out, and I feel fine as long as it's something like that, a fig bar or something small.
But smashing a Chipotle burrito,
not gonna happen.
I need like 6 hours.
Yeah, unless your name is Gage.
And some people can smash the Chipotle burrito 10 minutes before the
Frankie
workout.
You said that too,
yeah,
right?
like he'd be eating it warming up.
Yeah.
So it's like, and so just to hammer it home,
what
you
works
have
for you?
to work. And a lot of times I'm eating training on an empty stomach right now, like hard workouts, and like I did all that training this morning, like 4 workouts, the back squatting and everything, all on an empty stomach, know? And so you have to figure out what works best for you. And when you find that, it's trial and error.
Yeah.
Eat 2 hours before a workout of some good carbohydrates and protein, maybe a little bit of fat, and a little bit of fat. You don't want to eat a ton of fat before you work out. We've shown that can inhibit your power output and all that. So a little bit of carbohydrates, a little bit of protein 2 hours before. Didn't feel very good during the workout. Eat an hour before.
Yeah.
Felt better during the workout. Eat an hour before.
Yeah, 30 minutes before. Oh, that felt really good. All right, there's your window. Like that's when you should eat.
Trial and error. Everyone's got to figure out themselves.
Asking for a friend, how many cookies is too many cookies to eat in one day?
Who's that?
I think that was
Rachel.
No, that was Jamie.
Jill.
Mullenbrook.
Oh, yeah? Jamie, you can eat cookies.
Yeah, you know what? If you want to eat the cookies, eat the cookies.
It depends on what kind of cookies.
Yeah. Chocolate chip cookies. Remember when we were big into those protein cookies?
No.
Yes, you did, because you ate them a lot too, but then both of us were like, I can't eat a lot of those because they weren't really sitting well.
Oh, yeah. What were those called?
I think they're called protein power cookies or whatever. They have the 3 little dudes on the front. They come in that white bag.
Yeah, they definitely wasn't protein power cookies.
Yeah, we ate a lot of them because
but nobody's eating those anymore.
No one eats them anymore.
I think they all figured out that
they're probably not the best for you. Yeah, Tara was buying them in like industrial size packs. Like she was getting mass amounts of them to the gym and was like for like lunch snack. Like, oh, I'm gonna have just half of this cookie. It's great.
You didn't want to be within 50 feet of me after you went to the workout.
Oh, I haven't had one of those in a while now because of that. But
cookies are full of sugar.
Obviously, like
sugar and fat, and it's really the sugar.
Yeah, lots of sugar
and white flour. Yeah. So they're just insulin bombs and awesome at the same time.
Yeah, they taste good. I mean,
everyone loves cookies.
Yeah, we used to get
but they're
going
to make you fat.
Yeah. So don't eat a ton of them. Just eat them when you need to eat them every once in a while. Remember when we used to get the Girl Scout cookies and you'd have boxes of them sitting here till after the open, till when we found out we'd qualify for regionals, and then we would just smash boxes of Girl Scout cookies. Those were the good old days.
And that kind of goes back to like our pre-holiday, like live like a boss.
Yeah. And
say no to the cookie Monday through Friday.
Have a cookie on Saturday.
You know, and you can still have a cookie occasionally.
Yeah.
You know, depending on who you are, how
Eat
much you
good,
train.
have good workouts throughout the week.
Earn that cookie.
Yeah. If someone offers you a cookie, don't be the weird, just have the cookie and know that you have done anything in your power the rest of the week that you did well, and that one cookie is not going to end your life.
The problem is when you go to the break room and have every cookie that's in there.
Yeah.
You go to the break room at 10
4
a.m.
times a
Go
day.
to the break room at 12:30. Go to the break room at 3 o'clock.
That's too many cookies.
Cookie, or insert muffin, insert donut, insert any other
all the
highly
things
refined
that are not good for you.
Insulin bombs, and that's where you run into your problems.
Okay. What do we think about Instagram influencers? Like custom supplements. You see someone who's got 1 million followers on Instagram and they take this and it made them this and now they sell it and it's off to the world. And for the naked eye or for someone who maybe doesn't know about it, obviously you see this super fit human. They take this on their Instagram, so you buy it. What to watch out for? What should you stay away from? What are some warning signs? Stuff like that. What should you avoid? Reputable products,
that's tough because there can be someone out there like a high level CrossFit athlete that is just trying to earn income so they can train and make the games, and if a supplement company is willing to pay them to say that they take that product, they're gonna say they take it and they might be really fit. Well, guess what? They're super fit. And if they're taking that product, but hopefully they're taking it.
Exactly.
I don't think many people are gonna do things. It's not a $1 million Gatorade commercial, right? Like,
I don't think that anyone
if Gatorade wants to pay me $1 million, I'm gonna
whatever they say, I'm taking it.
Yeah, heck yeah, I'm gonna start drinking Gatorade, dude. I don't care if it's diabetes in a bottle. I'm drinking it.
I'm taking Gatorade.
So like that's what it gets to. Like a lot of these CrossFit athletes that are 100K followers or whatever, they're making the games. Like most likely they're taking the products that they say they're taking.
Yeah.
Rich Froning, he's been taking Advocare for years, and we know that. We always see him in his things, and he takes other stuff too, but we know he takes Advocare, and it's worked for him and he's taking it, and Drew Brees, Patrick Mahomes, all these professional athletes, they're not super vocal about it because Advocare doesn't pay their athletes, but they take it, and so, we're in every college football locker room almost, and it's all over out there. That doesn't influence me.
Right.
I don't care really. Mm-hmm. I care because I tried it. I gave it a go and it helped me. So if you want to take a product and try it out yourself, and if it has a positive impactful change on your performance, your sleep, your recovery, awesome. Yeah. Take it. But I don't think you should really seek out
somebody who's taking something.
A celebrity.
And I think in our industry, like as far as within the CrossFit gyms, I don't think you're going to find much stuff of like the skinny tummy teas and stuff like that. Like they're taking supplements for performance that we're taking, right? So I don't think that there's that, as far as that goes, like what to avoid. I don't think you see as much of it from CrossFit athletes as you do from, other sides of fitness.
When you see industry. A commercial on network television of a superstar athlete as Serena Williams or whatever, just to name drop, like a high level athlete taking a product, guess what? They probably don't take that product, but they got paid a lot of money to do that commercial, and more power to them. I wish someone would come in and pay me $100,000 or $1 million to do a commercial. I think that's great. They worked really hard throughout their entire life to be where they're at.
They deserve that commercial.
But
you see your run of the mill, not run of the mill, but your
Josh
games
Bridges
CrossFit
takes
athlete.
He takes the supplements that he promotes. They pay him. They do this, but he takes them at least
because he's not going to pay for I'm not going to buy supplements if someone's giving me supplements for free that are good supplements.
If they're good.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like they're reputable. They're from a third party source. You're not going to get tested for them. They're not going to get you in trouble. Like you're using those supplements. Clearly they're working for that person. So I don't think you have to avoid much.
And that's just, don't let people influence you.
Yeah.
Besides people that you know and love and trust.
There you go.
Yeah. Cool. I think that's a great question because that stuff is out there a lot, and who knows who to believe and what to believe, and
the testings and
that's why we're doing this episode.
Getting popped for supplements nowadays, it's just getting out of hand. And that's from supplements because they're not regulated. Mm-hmm. They're not third-party tested. Maybe the one that you're taking didn't have anything banned in it, but the one that was created in the tub 3 feet away maybe had something it wasn't supposed to be in. Or you're just taking it. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I think we're both on the same page with that.
Who knows?
If you're a professional...
You got to know what you're taking.
If you're a professional athlete, you get paid to do CrossFit. These are the standards you are supposed to be held to. You better know what's going in your body. Yeah. 100%. You don't have to... That's all you care about is your body. Like, it's what makes you your money. It's how you make a living. Don't sabotage it by not knowing what's putting in there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's pretty simple, but...
What things to watch out to and avoid?
That was with that one. Okay. I don't know why there was an extra space there.
Yeah, so I mean,
get fit quick schemes. If it says that you're going to drop 30 pounds in 4 shakes, probably not good for you. Stay away from it.
Don't rely on a supplement to be the answer.
Yeah.
Supplements are exactly that. They supplement healthy sleep, healthy diet, proactive hydration. Those big 3 can be supplemented with the big 5 that we talked about, and you can see some awesome results, and they can help you. And yeah,
there you go.
Those are some great questions.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I think we filled the whole podcast with it. I think it went well. If you guys have any other questions, obviously, you can shoot me an email, Corey@CrossFitBlade.com, and I'd be happy to.
So I just wanted to talk about arginine real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
So I just popped back into my head that we were going to talk about that. So arginine is awesome. Arginine is
makes your heart work. I always forget how to.
Come on, Corey. What does it do?
It makes your blood vessels bigger.
Yeah, it helps dilate your. So nitric oxide is the gas that dilates our blood vessels. So with gravity and existence, or without a gas, our blood vessels would lie dormant. They'd just be flat.
Right.
They have to dilate and expand in order for blood to flow through it. Arginine helps bind in the body and create more nitric oxide that allows our blood vessels to dilate, which allows our heart to work less.
That's right. Heart
more
work
stroke
less.
volume.
That's what I was thinking of.
So the doctors that found out arginine's role in the human body in the 90s all won the Nobel Peace Prize because of how revolutionary it is and how important it is. So a lot of cardiologists out there, most cardiologists, and what I've been told is that if a cardiologist isn't telling their patients about arginine, then they're probably in it for something else. But arginine has been shown to really help people that have constriction in their arteries and stuff like that, because we get more expansion, blood flows freer, your heart has to work less for more output. So where that works for us and CrossFitters and people that are looking for performance is when you're going on a longer duration workout, it helped that with that blood vessel dilation and that more potent nitric oxide, plus really other, there'll be other amino acids in there, is our cardio gets a lot better. Yeah. Taking arginine is great for blood flow, and I don't want to get too into it, but blood flow is
for the male athletes.
For the males. Ladies out there, if your hubby's struggling,
arginine.
Get him some arginine.
Remember the
most pills you see on the Golf Channel are arginine.
There was a guy that we met that came to the gym. I think he knew JP through RFK. He's an older dude. Yeah. He was like, "It's the lady's best friend," and I was like, a little weird. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Not something we want to talk about in public. Or on a podcast. But we don't want to get too graphic or offend anybody. But arginine's good for blood flow in all aspects.
Yeah. Take 1 to 7 scoops depending on the person when running a 5K. I think I took 6 scoops of arginine before that Granite Games 5K.
And there's so many other awesome supplements that are out there and that we could talk about and that help for certain situations, but I think we've been going long enough on this, and I think I gave my mom what she wanted, and you.
I talked so much.
You did talk so much, and I was nice to you
the whole time,
and all that.
So nice to me.
All right, guys, that was great. That was fun. We're probably gonna be back with our guest next week. and be ready to rock. Thanks for listening, guys. You can see us on YouTube, find us on iTunes and SoundCloud. And guys, please, if you're listening on iTunes or SoundCloud, like our post, give us a 5-star review if you like our podcast, and then if you're watching on YouTube, please give it a thumbs up as well. That just helps promote the videos and the way the YouTube works. So if you guys can help do that, it would be great. It would mean a lot, and keep the feedback coming if you enjoy the episodes. We love hearing it. I love hearing about people starting to drink water in the morning and reading a chapter a day. You reading that book?
I am reading that book you gave me.
What chapter are you on?
I'm only on chapter 6. I'm trying. I'm doing well though.
Yeah,
cool. I'm getting through it.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Oh, just in time for the landscapers.
Landscapers are here. Like